Hello, YouTubes! Welcome back to James Recommends. This week we're going to be dealing with the fact that James just flew in from London and is about to fly out to Missouri, and is a wee bit exhausted, so you'll have to forgive me if I stumble through this one. Anyway, do you like to die? Do you like to die a lot? Do you like to do so in the role of a young princess? A young princess thrust into commanding her new kingdom? Well, great. Because if so, for the subset of you to whom that sounds awesome, I've got a game for you. Anyway, today we're talking about Long Live the Queen. Long Live the Queen is a fascinating hybrid of visual novels and spreadsheets. As many of you guys know, I'm always looking for stuff that pushes the boundaries of our existing genres. Very often, especially amongst the visual novel genre, I find that we simply tread the same ground over and over again. I think that many visual novels are excellent at delivering a narrative, but in a lot of ways they miss some of the power of the medium by having a very limited amount of interactivity, only having a few points at which your choices can influence the outcome of the game. Long Live the Queen attempts to turn that on its head, which is the awesome part about it, because this is a game all about your choices and your actions, even if most of those choices lead to you being dead. Long Live the Queen, in terms of how it approaches this, is unique because it's a very stat-heavy visual novel game. Your princess has a number of different skills and abilities that she can learn, all represented by numerical stats, which grow over time as you train your princess. And most interesting, perhaps most compellingly, how apt she is at learning any given stat is based on her mood at the time. And so you have to carefully manage your princess's emotional state while also trying to get her to learn what she needs to command a kingdom. This is a fascinating prospect that has sent me sort of through that one more turn syndrome, where I would play the game, I would die horribly, and then decide I had to go back and find some new solution, some new way to manipulate those stats and make a different set of choices to get the princess to where she needed to go. Unfortunately, when we're talking about what's terrible about this game, what's terrible about this game is the fact that it fundamentally resolves down to a memorization exercise. There's no way that you are beating the game on the first try, no matter how much you think it through, no matter how smart you are or how much you understand the mechanics. This ends up being a understand what the developer wanted you to think sort of game, and this was, to me, highly disappointing. If you're the sort of person who can't deal with a game where you have to play to a point, lose, to know that that event is coming up in order to prepare for it 10 minutes in advance the next playthrough through, if you can't deal with that sort of thing, this is definitely not the game for you. It also has the problem in terms of the narrative that it relies on me as a player knowing things that my character couldn't possibly know, which broke the immersion a little bit for me. That said, it is still a very interesting take on the visual novel game. It has radically different mechanics than probably any visual novel you've seen, and is a lark. It won't last you for days and days, but for a couple of hours trying to solve the problem of how to get this princess to survive is a pretty good one. So this week, not without reservation, James recommends Long Live the Queen. See y'all next week.